What's up, YouTube? It's your boy DC back with another discussions video. This is the third one, and this time I asked, what's the best EDM genre? I asked if you could only choose one genre of EDM to listen to for the rest of your life, what would it be and why? And the bonus question is, what would your favorite song be from that genre? And as you can see, I got 48 different comments, so that's quite a bit. Thank you guys for participating again. There's no way I can get through every single one once again. I did do like a tally of which genres showed up the most. I'm probably going to pick like 10 to 15 different comments to go more in depth in this discussion. And then at the end, I'll show the tally of which genre you guys think is the best. Of course, EDM listeners like me know there's a ton of different genres out there. There's a ton of different subgenres. I don't get them right all the time. But from what I could tell from your comments, there's a few different like broad genres you guys lean towards. So we're just going to go through it in no particular order here. The first one I've got pulled up is by Master Dragon here. He says rhythm. Wow, off to a great start here. Now it's pretty obvious I don't personally like rhythm all too much. I'm more of a melodic guy myself. But then again, rhythm isn't for everybody, and you could say that about any EDM genre or EDM in general. It's not for everybody. Some people are going to be turned off by it immediately and just not give it a chance. Me personally, I have given rhythm a chance multiple times. I've listened to so many different rhythm. I don't even know what the different types of rhythm are. I mean, I think there's Brittum. I don't know. Okay. All I'm saying is I've listened to a lot, and a lot of it sounds pretty similar to me personally. And I've just never really been into it because I'm more of a melodic guy. When it comes to dubstep in general, I do like some heavy stuff from time to time. It just has to have like that right sense of flow to it. I like to call it like organized chaos if it's a true good dubstep track. And most rhythm I've listened to just does not do that for me. So yeah, I'm going to disagree on this one for sure. Staying within this realm of dubstep, and I kind of got a similar comment from multiple people, but I'm just going to read John Truman's here. He says, depends how broad we're talking. For me, the best EDM genre is dubstep, as there's an almost unlimited amount of variety, whether it be tear out, color bass, melodic dubstep, rhythm, Brittum, brostep, the list goes on. And yeah, it's pretty hard to argue against that point. Dubstep has evolved so much over the years. Obviously, the first experience of dubstep, even though it's technically brostep, was Skrillex back in the day for me. And if you go back to his 2011, 2012 stuff, it still holds up pretty well. I don't want to say it's all nostalgia because if you listen to it today, it holds up a lot better than some other early dubstep from that era. But yeah, it still holds up, and it's just evolved so much. You mentioned color bass specifically, what Chime has done for that scene. He's still top tier. He kind of paved the way forward for other color bass producers and just gotten so much better over the years. My opinion has definitely improved. Rhythm, we already talked about rhythm. Tear out, also kind of similar to rhythm. I'm not personally a fan of it. Melodic dubstep can be very hit or miss. It can be pretty formulaic at times, but it can also be very euphoric at times. Kind of just depends on if the drops and melody are good enough and if they have a good vocalist that fits and that isn't generic. They have to do something a little bit creative to stand out in the melodic dubstep scene. But overall, yeah, dubstep in general, definitely one of the most recognized and best EDM genres out there. I'd have to agree. Okay, we're going to move into the house scene here. Got a few different comments. First one, if I had to choose, I'm picking bass house. I really don't know why that genre in particular has stuck with me, but it seems like every bass house song I listen to, I click with almost immediately, and I love it for that reason. Bro, I wholeheartedly agree here. I can't explain it either, but almost every time I listen to bass house, it just works immediately. I just find it super fun to listen to. It's one of those genres you don't really have to think. You can kind of turn your brain off to, but in a good way. And I don't know what it is about like the rhythms in there. Maybe it's just a little bit heavier, a little bit more intense than your normal commercial house, but it's just super fun to listen to, and I find it super easy and super replayable. So yeah, definitely one of my favorite genres as well. I got a few different comments for progressive house. None of you guys explained why though. Fair enough, but I can understand why. When I think of progressive house, I'm thinking of Deadmau5, I'm thinking of Cascade. I'm thinking of those long drawn out house songs that have a lot of build up, have a lot of atmosphere in them, at least the good ones. So they really take you on a journey. So it's a lot more in depth in the instrumental, I would say, than commercial house, where it's just kind of get a catchy beat that you can dance to. Progressive house, you got to be more like locked in. You got to be more fully enveloped in it. And if you enjoy these longer songs that can take you on a journey, then you definitely enjoy progressive house. Not my go-to house genre of choice, obviously, but it definitely hits very hard whenever there's a very good one. Okay, last comment about house here. The best EDM genre is definitely electro house. Without a doubt, in my opinion, it has the best development in the industry throughout the years in the underground and the mainstream. The versatility that producers found with this genre carried the creation of some others and is the most representative way to understand the basic marks that an EDM track has. And you said that your favorite would have to go to K391 Summertime. I'm pretty sure I've heard that one. It's been a while, but I believe I liked it when I heard it. I'm pretty sure it was one of your guys' submissions a while back. But yes, I wanted to talk about Electro House because, as you know, I'm a huge Bad Computer fan. That's the artist I think of first whenever I hear Electro House because I'm a fan of pretty much all of his songs like that. And I totally agree that it's a great representative way to hear the electro sound in EDM and have it be in a house structure. I think those two blend superbly together. This year I've been listening to a lot of No Mana with his album. It's been great. If you like that electronic sound design paired with the house beat, then it's pretty hard not to like electro house in general. I think it has some fantastic songs in the genre. Just really fun. I would say it was my overall favorite genre probably throughout 2022 and a good portion of 2023. Not as much this year, but it still holds a special place in my heart as one of my favorite EDM genres. Okay, a few different people picked drum and bass or neurofunk. I'm just going to single out this one comment here. If I had to say one genre of mine that I really loved, it's D&B, especially in the UK scene where that genre is blowing up lately. I've been really into this genre and it makes me full of energy when I listen to it. And with the subgenres like neurofunk, jump up, etc., it's a genre I can't get enough of. And you picked your favorite song as Chasing Status's Badadan. Flow's just insane for real. Okay, I need to check out that song because I'm pretty sure I checked out Chasing Status's album earlier this year, but I was on vacation, so I don't think I saved any of the songs, so I'm going to need to revisit that. But yes, I love D&B, especially because throughout my whole life, even before I listened to electronic music that much, I always enjoyed faster paced music for some reason. I just found it way more interesting and way more fun and easier to get lost in. So drum and bass is like the fast paced genre for EDM as a whole, or speed house as of late, but yes, drum and bass is just perfect. It's so simple, you know. You got your drums, you got your basses. Sometimes you add in some extra little flavors there, maybe some good vocals. But drum and bass is just a complete blast to listen to when it's done right. I do like the heavier versions of like neurofunk. Jump up is just super fun to get you grooving. And yeah, like the UK scene, my cousin down in Florida, who's like a big festival head, he just recently got into drum and bass this past year. So he's been listening to a lot this year. So I've found some good music from him too. And there's a bunch of different styles. You know, you got liquid drum and bass, you got dance floor drum and bass, you got neurofunk, like you said, you got jump up, you got minimal, you got a lot of different stuff. So if you're a fan of fast-paced, hype music like me, then you'll probably like drum and bass. It's that simple. Moving on to a very different genre here, compared to drum and bass at least. We've got Counterfeit that says, for the past 3, almost 4 years now, it's been trance. Whether I need some uplifting or I'm going through a rough time, it has always been trance. Incredibly powerful with its hard techno-like drums and its layers upon layers of melodies, and most of the time long mixes. In fact, the majority of my liked songs are trance with a 6,000 song playlist on Spotify. Okay, that's insane, dude. My largest playlist is probably like 3,000 songs, and to have it 6,000 of, if that's only trance, that's insane, and I'm jealous because I always have a tough time finding good trance songs because I don't really follow any artists or labels that make a lot of trance. And normally when there's, like you mentioned, uplifting trance, I'm a huge fan of it. Kind of reminds me of progressive house, but it's definitely a lot more powerful, and I really like the instrumentation in it. But yeah, if you got a good uplifting trance song, it can almost always put you in the right mood immediately. It just transports you, to another plane of existence, you know. It gets you in the right mind space, makes you have a better time. And like I've mentioned many times before, I listen to music mostly while driving, and trance is definitely up there as one of my favorite genres to listen to while driving. So that gives it some bonus points as well. We got a few different miscellaneous genres to go through. I'm just going to go through a couple comments here. First one, Indie Dance for the win. Still haven't heard nearly enough songs of that genre, but my favorite artist is definitely Porter Robinson. Porter mentioned, who's also my favorite EDM artist of all time. And I think my favorite song of his is definitely one off Nurture. Can't decide between Look at the Sky, Musician, Get Your Wish, Something Comforting, and Unfold. So yeah, 4 out of 5 of those songs for me are 10 out of 10s. So I definitely agree. And of course, you already know, I saw Porter live a few months ago. Incredible. Don't need to brag about that anymore. But yes, I'm a huge indie dance fan, you know, because what it takes is, I feel like it elevates the mainstream pop scene. It's kind of like taking mainstream pop, but making it so much more interesting thanks to the EDM producer's skills of making the instrumental and production actually worthwhile than just like basic loops that the mainstream scene does. So yeah, I've always enjoyed indie dance because me being a melodic guy, it's just a lot more entertaining. It's a lot more like it's a lot more meaningful. Um, yeah, and I love all those songs. I love Porter. Madian's another one up there for me. Love World back in the day. Wish he would come back. But yeah, indie dance is a bop most of the time as long as it's not cheesy, as long as it has good melody, good vocals. Like most music these days, that's what you need. And like I said, interesting production. That's what you need. And whenever indie dance does that right, I'm on board immediately. Next up, future bass, for sure. The genre has such a wide variety of tonality. It can be warm and fun with lush synths, or it could be trippy and experimental with super unique sound design. I found myself always being drawn towards songs that more musicality and are more upbeat, euphoric in tone. Also, future bass was what I started out listening to when I was getting into EDM, so the genre is that much more special to me. Yeah, man, I gotta agree with you. Future bass is definitely up there as one of my favorite genres as well. I like how you mentioned it can be warm and fun with lush synths. That always makes me think of like the peak era of super soft future bass in like 2016, 2017. That era with that sound design, super fun, still holds up, even though I discovered it years after the fact, still holds up today, and I love going back to it. And then you said it could also be trippy and experimental. Yeah, I could see that too. Sometimes it gets pretty heavy and borderline trap style, but that's what I like. There's a huge variety of future bass. Obviously, favorite artist Grant. Most of his future bass is great in my opinion, and it can be pretty different from each other. So yeah, overall, I just think future bass is a lot of fun, and I don't really see many downsides to it. Okay, next one, jazz EDM fusion like Haywire, Complexive, 360, Phonon, Burley, Glacier, Skybreak. Yeah, for my favorite track, I can't quite decide between Never Count on Me by Haywire and Speedrun, Isora, and Skybreak. Haven't heard the latter, but Never Count on Me, definitely a bop. Heard that so many times, never gets old. I might be a little biased since I used to play trumpet in jazz band, but I love it when they fuse together, man. Jazz and EDM is such a bop. And like you mentioned, Haywire, he's definitely my favorite artist when it comes to this. This is very like niche. I love it when artists can solo and stuff on the keyboard or on different jazz instruments. It's really fun. It's pretty like, what's the word? It's pretty abstract compared to a lot of EDM genres with less structure, and that's what I like about it. So if you're into that at all, I highly recommend checking out Haywire's discography. You will not be disappointed. For all of the comments I wanted to go more in depth on, a lot of the comments I got were kind of just like 1 to 2 word answers. Just tell me your favorite genre, which is fine, it just doesn't give me much to talk about. But I am going to tally up all the different genres I got and show like a grand total at the end here in the outro so we can see what the most popular or what your favorite genres are among the people who commented. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Don't know what I want to do for a 4th discussions video yet. It's probably not going to be till like January or February because December is all about my like year-end review, year-end recap, all those type of videos. So yeah, just give me ideas in the comments if you have like a discussions video idea. I'd appreciate it. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.